Hello and welcome back to Past the Pop Culture. I'm Mrphen, tagged along with Ricky.
What's up, guys?
There you go. And today we're going to be talking about the newly released Peacemaker by James Gunn.
And
And
Attack on Titan,
yeah,
because that's back. And I don't know, I
finally.
got a lot of feelings about everything today. So we're gonna get that out, man.
Which one do you want to start with?
I don't know, man. I got a lot more to say about Peacemaker, because that one, I mean, just right off the bat, that one was fun. No, yeah. So I think we'll probably talk about Attack on Titan first. Because that one, you said you didn't see the second episode that came
Yep.
out. You only saw the first one. I saw the second episode, but
Mhm.
in general, I guess like, what's the consensus on Attack on Titan? I think.
People are usually obsessed with it.
Yeah,
I don't understand why they took a
like
break.
everyone wants to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, why they took a break? Yeah, I don't. I'm not. I don't remember why they took one, but hey, man, sometimes those people working at the anime studios they need a little break, but they'll probably because it's like when you work on a project for a long time, you get kind of burnt out. So it's good to rotate and everything. Like, man, could you imagine working on like One Piece just that whole time?
Like a million
like,
episodes.
Naruto? Yeah, I mean they subcontract out and everything to different animators and stuff, but still, man, like that's a
Yeah,
lot
I
of work.
mean, I just like I think it's because it said final season, and then it's like, oh, it ends like
Yeah,
this, and then it's like, oh
they
no, it's
split it
part
up.
two. It's like, so now this is the final season, right? I don't know. That just bothers me.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just I don't know. For me personally, I think that uh I like the seasons all in one go. I guess that's the best way to
Yeah.
explain. I don't like doing a part one, part two. It's like just give me the whole thing, man. Come on, who are you kidding here? But I think in terms of like the first episode, I don't know. I wasn't really sold on it. It was weird. I watched it and I was kind of like meh.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's bad, but I just felt like, and then especially in the second episode, like the pacing
Mm-hmm.
super slow. And I know a couple other people just like were complaining online, like, hey, first two episodes they feel a little slow. It feels kind of weird, but I think because like the way that it was left off
Mm-hmm.
was such like a huge like a huge just thing that was like happening, and we were all excited, like, oh, and then now we got
Mm-hmm.
kind of back into it. Like I wouldn't say the hype is gone because it's definitely not gone, but like to just get thrown back in, like what is it, like a year later?
A year
It
later, yeah.
felt kind of like, oh, okay, like I don't know, because someone maybe like later on in the future who just watches everything all in one go, it's probably going to transition a bit better. But it
Yep.
does feel like these episodes are just slow.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I maybe I was expecting it to be a little different, or I don't know, but it was just um there was just some it's just weird pacing, I think, in general.
I
I
think
don't think
it
it's
is because of the year break. Cause I didn't watch the last like maybe 2 or 3 episodes of the before the break, so I watched those, and then I watched the new one, and it did
bad.
feel a little bit better. But I was like, wait, so this new episode, like they cut it off right then and there, and it's like that's like a really like
Yeah.
it's like like you put on the brakes, and now you have to wait for a whole year, and then it's like, all right, well now let's get into what might
Yeah,
happen or whatever, and it's
I
like,
wasn't a fan of how they left it off. I think
mm-hmm,
that it was kind of like, oh, I wanted more because I was really into Attack on Titan. I pretty much watched it all in one go,
mm-hmm,
because and I wasn't. I watched Attack on Titan when it kind of first came out, or maybe like a year after it came out. And I watched the first season, and I didn't really get through the whole thing, and I didn't really like get into it. But because of all the hype, I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch all of it now. And I get the hype, and that's why I'm like, I'm not a hater. I like Attack on Titan, but I do think that the first two episodes just have some pacing issues. But what do you think of the art? Because it's a little different. I feel like it's
I've
a little different.
I've never been too big of a fan of the art of Attack on Titan.
Really, I like season one,
Yeah,
but they had the hard lines. So
yeah,
I
that
feel like
was cool.
like that
I like
hard
that
out.
one.
I like that because I think it looked pretty unique. I think like
Mm-hmm.
more as the seasons go on. Of course, they changed studios.
Mm-hmm.
I think it went from Wit to Mappa, if I'm correct, or maybe.
Yeah, like what, season 2 or 3, or was it
Yeah,
four?
it's somewhere along there, and it wasn't too bad. Like the change, like
Mm-hmm.
it's fine. It's a good anime. I think, but I kind of like that first season's art style personally. But
Yeah.
that's just me. I think I'm part in the minority, or we're in the minority of that. But and it's kind of like a
Well, most people just are like
metaphysical.
obsessed with the show, so they're not gonna
Yeah.
bash it or.
No. I mean, like, yeah, it's just kind of I don't know, because like I feel like Attack on Titans is one of those shows right now that is probably going to be pretty influential, like for the future of anime and stuff like that. I
Mm-hmm.
think that because again, like from the manga reader's perspective, I haven't read it, but uh, a lot of people were pretty upset with the ending, and
Right.
from what I'm told, we're getting a different ending, anime only ending.
Oh. So,
That's what I'm told.
so would
From
that
what I
change
understand,
the whole thing, or just the ending?
I think it's just the ending. I don't know too much about like what's planned on happening. Like
Mm-hmm.
but from what I've heard, it's a different ending. I know like Angel was talking about it. Like it's a different ending, and they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna do all this stuff, and he hated the ending. So I don't know, man. It's just I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, but at the same time, anime's just been kind of. I wouldn't say anime's in a rut. I'm just kind of in a rut with anime, and I know
I
you kind
agree.
of are too. So like that's why we haven't been like reviewing a lot of anime, 'cause we have stuff like Demon Slayer out. Um,
I am watching
but
Demon
I
Slayer.
have you are
Me and Mercedes binged pretty much all but 2 episodes like a day ago.
okay. Is it pretty good now?
I think so. It's pretty funny. It picks off
Okay.
like not to go on too much of a tangent. It picks off like or picks up right after the movie. Like it even shows like a little bit of the ending, but then it picks up and it's like all right, let's continue what we're supposed to do. And then I like it. It caught my attention faster than Attack on Titan. That's for sure.
Interesting. Yeah, because like even like My Hero Academia, I kind of had to like force myself to watch to a certain
Mm-hmm.
degree, and I haven't really been into it. But like I've been, I don't know. Like I said, I think on like on the last episode, I've been kind of like on a classics movie binge or just like more live action stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really have much thoughts on Attack on Titan besides just being a simple like, okay, it's back, it's excited, let's watch
Yeah,
it. Kind of
not much
kind of
else you could
slow, but
say.
yeah. But for Peacemaker,
Oh man.
that one I'm pleasantly surprised. It's
Oh
better
man.
than what I thought it was gonna be. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know how to describe it. It's beautiful. It's art. It's
Did you
art.
watch
I
all
don't
three
know.
episodes?
I watched all 3 episodes.
Okay.
It's
It's a
crude.
masterpiece.
It's like it's crude, it's beautiful, it's funny, it's sarcastic. I hate all of them, but I
Yep.
love all the characters at
No.
the same time.
Yep.
Everyone is just a piece of garbage human being, but some of the most human people that are like ever like it's just weird, man. Not to ride James Gunn or anything here,
He did a
but
good job.
I'm
I
like,
don't.
all right,
Yeah. Like
all
just from
right.
everything, like from the very beginning, right? And then like, because I remember I read the article saying it's like, oh no, he doesn't want anybody to skip the intro. So I was like, okay, so it must be like a banger of a song. I was like, all right, so it better be like anime style or something. And
You get kind of like anime vibes,
yeah,
but man,
but
just
I
remember
was not
when
expecting that intro.
when just
It's like how many
like yeah,
reshoots did they have to do? Because I could not keep like a straight face doing that whole dance. Like, oh my
dude, I have no
gosh,
idea how they pull that off, but I saw the intro and I was kind of like, what the heck? And
cringe.
I made the mistake of watching it with my parents, and I was like,
Oh,
oh, the first
yikes.
episode. I was like,
Yep.
you know what? I'll watch the second two after. But like, I thought, I mean, the first episode is just like I don't know how to word it. Like when John Cena gets out of the hospital, he's just like bareback right there, and they just have the scene. And he's like, "Can I trust you with the secret?" When he's talking to
Yeah.
the janitor,
He's
it's
like, no.
amazing and everything. Yeah, it's just I don't know, man. Like I had so much fun. I haven't had that much fun watching a TV show. I'm
Hmm.
already sad knowing that this is gonna have to end.
In like
You
what,
know,
3 weeks?
yeah. So it's like I don't know, man. It's amazing that they dropped 3 episodes all at once.
Hmm.
I think that was very smart on their side to do that because one episode would have been like, because it took all 3 episodes to really like grip me and be like, this is the best piece of media that's come out in a while. But you
Mm-hmm.
have to watch them kind of consecutively,
Yeah, I agree.
or like it's because it's like it flows so well. It's like a movie, and I really enjoyed it. And not to say like, oh, if you only watch the first episode, you're not going to enjoy it. But I think that it works best as watching all three kind of like, you know, back to back, like binging it, because that's
Yeah.
the kind of show like that. It's just, it's so good. Episode
I can't believe
three,
they
man.
pulled it off. Like,
Like I don't know, like how do you make like the like because Peacemaker is just a garbage human being, right? Of course, John Cena's amazing, right? His
yeah.
charisma and show and his presence. It's just fun to see him do his thing, man. But it's just like I don't know. I don't know how they really pulled it off because, and I feel like this show is kind of in line with like shows like The Boys, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where it's like this raunchy kind of like superhero uh movies and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that, or TV shows, I should say. And I don't know, I just enjoyed it so much because I feel like this, and it's not. I'm not calling it like filler, like because it's not as good as The Boys, but I'm saying like this is a good like filler. It's good to fill the void before the boys come back. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Because I
Mm-hmm.
love the boys. Boys was really good, and so like this is like the perfect like watch this, and then we got the boys coming out later, and it's just like it's like a good thing to have in the middle of that because there's just something about like the crude humor, and it's just I don't know, it's a fun adventure because it's like I don't know, man. Like I don't even know how to explain it, dude. Like it's
Yeah, it's
just
like without like really spoiling it, but it's just I can't believe they made it so like over the top, but it's
mhm.
still like just the right amount of over the top. And like just the
It's
chemistry
over
between
the top.
everybody and like
Yeah.
it's just oh my gosh, like the jokes they land perfectly and like John Cena
Yeah.
is like the perfect peacemaker. I don't know how. I don't know why,
I think a lot
but
of it is James Gunn's like humor.
mm,
However, it's written, it's weird and it's I don't want to say it's awkward, but it makes you feel the like I don't know how to word it. Like when it's just something like an awkward situation happens, you
you
just
feel
you're
it.
forced to laugh, right? Like when he's like talking when they're in the bar or something like that, and it's just like, or I'm sorry, not in the bar. They're uh they're at the restaurant and he calls the waitress sweet cheeks and
Sweet
they're like,
cheeks.
what are you doing? Like, and they're all getting upset, like, what do you mean? And it's like weird and awkward. It's like these are bad people, but like I don't know, man.
That's
I
like
like
saying
it.
that's
I
like
enjoy
calling her sugar tits. Like, whoa, that's offensive.
it. Yeah, yeah. And there's like just so many good scenes in the show.
uh,
Um, escape sequence where he just kept falling. Like, okay, like I'll be honest, because like the average show who would have done that, right? Like he would have just kept falling. It
mm,
wouldn't have been as funny. But for whatever reason, the way they did it in this one, where it's like you just wanted him to land once, like good,
he
but
almost
he
did,
wouldn't.
but he
Yeah,
slipped.
and and I think like it's just very hard to pull off what I think James Gunn did because it's like these are kind of in line with like these weird, quirky shows that a lot of them will go on to be like cult classics. I feel like
Mm,
um, a lot of these shows, of course, are popular, but they have that cult classic kind of like fandom around them, like The Boys and stuff like that. Because I
mm,
think The Boys is fantastically like written, and the satire is real in that. And then in this one, man, I don't know. There's just something about all of them being jerks, and then just like taking dumps on each other for like all the stuff, like the dyed beard guy, you
oh
know,
yeah,
economics or whatever it is. And then he ends up killing the kung fu guy. I can't remember his name. It's
I
a
can't remember his name
taekwondo.
either. Yeah, I think it's like
But
Taekwondo Master or something like that, or Tai Chi
he's,
Master.
he's like all celebrating that he killed someone, and it's just like, and then you have John Cena crying in his trailer because
Oh,
he's like,
yeah.
I can't believe you on a way.
I'm a
Oh, I
jerk.
can't. Yeah, and then you have Vigilante come in and be like, very Deadpool esque. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I'm so excited for every episode to come out. It's gonna be like an event for me. Like it's so amazing. I love watching it.
Every
But
Thursday.
yeah, yeah. Vigilante though, I thought was really good. Um, I like the torture scene where he's like, "Don't
Oh,
worry, you don't get the information out of me." He's like, "What? Could you give him a little?" And he's just like, "Yeah, dude, so many
Zap.
good scenes." Yeah, and
I
then
I heard that it's probably a comment. I don't know if it's true, but I heard that he's not supposed to be like Deadpool esque. Like Vigilante's
oh
supposed to be like an actual like really dark like killer and blah blah blah. But I guess they made him like Deadpool like. I don't know if it's true or not, but I found that very interesting. But I did he is because they
it
recasted him
makes
as well, which I didn't know either. Because I guess
oh
he
they
was supposed to be
recast.
yeah he was supposed to be somebody else or like an actor was supposed to play him, but then they have like creative differences or whatever their excuse is, and then they chose the guy that they use now, and then they
Oh,
made him
because
like a lot more Deadpool like.
yeah, because I like the guy that they chose now because he
Hmm.
just looks like some nerdy dude that's just going around. My favorite is how, um, like there's kind of like it sounds weird, but like the kind of like the racist subplot because it's just so stupid. It's just like, of course, it's always funny to make fun of Nazis, right? Like
Yeah.
it's everyone, it's super funny, of course, because it's ridiculous ideology. But
Uh,
it's like same thing like with the boys, right? Like when oh what's her name is like a Nazi, and stuff
oh
like
yeah, the
that.
main bad guy or girl.
It's like it reminded me of that too, and it's like I am very curious to see Peacemaker's father, what they plan to do with that. My favorite was all the people in the background rolling their eyes, like, "Oh my gosh, look at these Nazis!" But it's just so funny. It's ridiculous. Of course, seeing some Nazis get their butt kicked is gonna be a fun time.
That's right.
Uh, but the whole thing is just ridiculous, over the top. The nudity, it's funny because usually I'm not too big on using
Oh,
nudity
interesting.
as
Okay.
a joke.
Uh huh.
I think most of it's just not very funny, but I think the way they did it in this was just like it was actually pretty funny, and I'm surprised because usually like I'm a big like like it's not that funny. Like oh okay they showed the butt cheeks. But I don't know. Sometimes it's like I don't know. I think
John
it's just
Cena's got some cheeks, that's for sure. That's all I'm saying.
in the hospital gown. Maybe that's what it was, man. It's tidy whities. But, but no, man. Like it's just like I don't know. Like it's a lot of. I think I just had fun. I think this is one of the
It
few times
was
I've had
yeah,
fun watching a movie
yeah.
in a
That
while. I think that's why I'm like, even if it was not that funny, like I'm just willing to accept part of it because it's just I don't know, man. Like there's just something like you're watching these people, you feel like you're a part of it in a way,
mhm.
like because you feel like you're witnessing everything, and it's just like you're along for the ride, and I enjoyed that. I think it was really good. I think it was well done. I think James Gunn have outdone himself,
Oh yeah.
because he basically do whatever he wants in this one.
Mhm.
um and I think just letting him do what he does best is just letting him have this weird, crude, raunchy like humor, and I
Yep.
think it just worked. I think it worked. And I think he's one of the few people that can probably pull it off because sometimes you see these shows that they're trying to be like a little quirky and stuff like that, but it just doesn't
It
really
doesn't
like
land well, yeah.
doesn't land well. But I think yeah, like this is definitely one of those shows like it stuck the landing, and
I'm
it's
curious
just
as
like
to why like he wanted to make the show.
I
'Cause-
don't know. I think he just wanted to just be like a challenge to himself. Like, hey, how do we make all these people that everybody hates
mhm.
likable?
Cause
And I
I
don't know.
think I think he said something like, yeah, when we had John Cena as Peacemaker and like when they started doing the Suicide Squad movie, I think that's when he was like, holy cow, like John Cena's actually a good actor. And like it's like, man, everything he's doing with this like maybe I don't know, it's just like what made him want to choose Peacemaker and do like a spin-off series. Like
I don't know, man, because like he could have done a Harley Quinn,
yeah,
or he could have
exactly.
done
Idris Alba or
uh
something, King Shark, whatever his
yeah,
name is.
shark.
Polka Dot Man.
But Polka Dot Man, rip. I'm still not over that. But I don't know. It's just I think there's just a certain magic with John Cena because I've always liked John Cena and
Hmm.
in movies, and so Okay, this is gonna sound. Do you remember Freddy? This is a throwback. Freddy. Fred.
Freddy
Sorry, Fred.
from
Fred
YouTube.
from YouTube. Do you remember
Yes.
that?
Yes.
Okay, so he had his own movie,
Oh my
and so
gosh.
I think before he got his own movie,
Uh
and
huh.
the father was John Cena, and John Cena carried that movie on his shoulders, man. It
You're
was amazing.
right.
I loved the Fred movies because it is just so trashy, so bad. I can't watch it now because it's like it's too annoying.
Yeah.
But it's just as a kid I loved watching it, and because John Cena as the father just popping in, being kind of like it's just it
I
was so
totally
good
forgot about
comedy.
that.
He was good in that, and that was like the only good part of the show. And I've always since then respected John Cena as an
Hmm.
actor. I think he's funny. And I think now, like years have gone by since then, like probably like a decade, and now we're seeing him in this role. And I knew since then that it was real, like he was really good at comedy, and now he's finally getting the chance, and I love it, man. I'm here for it, and it's crazy because it's so good. I don't know why it's so good. I mean, I know why it's so good, but it's like as
But
well.
it's we should not be liking the show, right?
Yeah, like if you wrote this on paper, I
Uh-huh.
don't think you would. It would be like, oh, this is a good idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those things. But I'm here for the ride, man. And I don't know. I think that I'm looking forward to the whole like, oh, what are I mean, we figured out at the end of the show again, spoilers, but
The
the
butterflies or
butterflies are. And I think that it's I don't know how to word it, but I think this is like I don't know if this is comic related or anything, but I
hmm
think this is like a really interesting way to go because then they're just gonna slaughter people. That's essentially what's gonna happen. It's just they're gonna be going around and they look like there's thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands,
like all
millions
across the
maybe,
world. Yeah.
and because you have to defend against an alien invasion. And I think the plot, I think it's the perfect plot. It's stupid alien invasion. Um,
Did
I don't
you
know,
think it
man.
was gonna be like actual butterflies? I didn't. I
I
don't know why.
Again, I don't know. I thought it was like maybe because when I thought of like what butterflies are, I thought maybe like the butterfly effect, like they
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see
time
what you mean.
time or
Mm-hmm.
something. But or like I was thinking like maybe like Mothman or something,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't know. Like I don't know how they were gonna introduce whatever it was into this world because I was trying to figure out like piece it together like okay what are the butterflies, and it's just they're
Literally a
little
butterfly.
weird. Man, dude, and it's just I don't know. I think we are gonna have an interesting series, and I think we
I
have an
hope. I
interesting
hope
series.
it stays good. Like I wonder
Hmm.
because like I know how like the first three is like okay, this is the story. This is what's gonna happen. I wonder if it's gonna be kind of like bundled like that. So like the next three episodes are it's like okay, you should watch these three. You
Parts,
know what I
right?
mean?
They're
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, it could be. It could be.
I
And
guess that would make sense because there's only 8 episodes, so there'd be two. Oh, never mind.
or you can do three, and then the last two is like a part one and two, and then
Oh
it's like,
yeah,
oh
maybe.
man,
And then we'll be
no,
sad.
it's just, it's amazing. It's everything you could want in a
It's
a show
hard
like.
to talk about because it's like it's so surreal how stupid it
Yeah.
is, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
you enjoy it, and it's really hard to
Uh,
explain that. like
what,
it's
what's your
it
favorite scene?
my favorite scene. Oh my gosh,
What's the best scene here?
all of it. I really like the diner scene where they're like yelling at each other because of the sweet cheeks and the sugar tits, and he's like, yeah, you would be a
Like,
sugar tits, but it's like actually you kind of would be sugar tits too. And it's like I think I was just I don't know just.
and then now was really and oh my gosh, just the different helmets and stuff like that too.
Oh
And
yeah. So was
scenes
his
with his dad,
dad? Was his dad like? Not. I guess.
the white.
Oh okay. I like he was
The,
the peacemaker before Peacemaker.
I think so, yeah. And I think it's oh my gosh, because it's so funny because he's like you need to kill more white people because you even though you're like
Oh
like
yeah.
Vigilante,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
Vigilante is like I'm racist by association. I'm kind of embarrassed here, like and stuff like that. And they're telling me you need to kill more white people. He's talking to the janitor and stuff. Like all you do is kill people of color and stuff like that. And it's
Oh
like I'm
yeah,
not racist.
he's like, fine, I'll kill more white people. Is that what you want? And Jenner's like, yes, thank you.
And then I don't know, man. It's like I think that's kind of how you do like meta comedy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like without it being kind of like how the Matrix did it, where the meta like
They're too woke or too self-aware, and it was just cringe.
yeah, it's just like all right, buddy.
Wait, what was your favorite scene?
I think I don't know, man, but it has to be either uh, the torture scene or the part where John Cena's crying, like that whole little like
Were you crying? No, I was just
yeah,
working out my face.
I don't know, man. That's kind of hard. I think something like that, like when he's like, "Oh, like he says that's why you have such like a small like," and then he's like, "You don't do these facial expressions and stuff," and he's like, "Oh, okay, well."
Can you teach me? Okay.
He's like, yeah. He's like, it's
I
just, it's so good.
I also liked when he was singing in his
Oh,
underwear.
when he's yeah,
Yeah.
one of my scenes too, but I don't know, man. There's too many. There's too many good scenes. It's too much.
I
It's
just
the whole
can't believe
thing
the
with-
show's real. That's like
I don't know, man. Like it's because like I think maybe just DC should just be following this track. Like just give Snyder the Snyderverse. Just give
James Gunn, the
you
funny
know,
people.
yeah, and then have kind of like the Batman, their own universe, and then like make movies kind of like the Joker, right? And I think it's
Hmm.
fine. Like if they just do like these kind of like one shot things, like maybe stop trying to do like a connected universe and all this stuff.
Hmm.
Like just good stuff, man. Because oh, what's it called? Justice League. Oh man, I can't remember the show. It's the World War II one.
Oh,
It's an anime.
the movie that came out?
Yeah, it's because I watched that one. It's like the Justice Society of America, and that one was pretty good.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, the cartoons are still slapping. Like, there's still so many good things, and it's just like I think they really should just like stick with animated, stick with the TV shows, because like the CW at its height was really good, and like I always had fun, with them. And it's just like man, like
Do you think they
I
should
think
do you think they
go
should
ahead.
focus more on like the adult audience instead of like appeasing the little kids?
Hmm.
Cuz like this show is like clearly for adults only, and it's like it's
Oh yeah,
hilarious.
no. Yeah, I wouldn't let children watch this show. Like
And if you
it's
do, you're a
very
bad parent. What?
yeah.
Just kidding, kind of. Because like even
Man.
even like okay, because like Shazam 2, the director said like yeah, we're gonna make it more quote unquote adult orientated, as in like the jokes and like the darkness of the movie.
You're right, because stuff like the Joker, right? That is like how do I word it? Like that if it wasn't rated R or as like dark and everything, it probably wouldn't have gotten as much attention and it made a lot of money.
Hmm.
And it's even Marvel is trying to chase after more mature audiences. And I
Hmm.
think like it's true. We've grown up,
Hmm.
right? Like from when the first Avengers movie to the last one, right? Like Avengers was like what, 2012?
Oh gosh, don't say that. Long time ago,
Yeah,
would say that.
yeah, and Endgame was like what, 2019,
20,
2018.
2018, yeah.
So yeah, like we've grown up, and so they're probably, and especially because like the Moon Knight trailer is supposed to drop soon.
Yeah,
From
Monday, I think.
yeah, so it's I don't know, it's just supposed to like be a little bit more kind of gritty. I guess that's the best way. I don't like using the word gritty because like that's kind of I don't know. But I think yeah and even Eternals was a bit more uh adult. I don't know how to word it. Like there, it's a little bit more serious, I should say, because
Hmm.
I think they're kind of moving away from that Marvel brand of comedy because that kind of comedy is just worn out. It's tired. It's
Thank
because
gosh.
again, James Gunn made Guardians of the Galaxy. That
Hmm.
was a good movie. when it came out, really good, solid comedy, got some unknown characters to just basically shoot all the way up to like some of the most, like, Rocket Raccoon, Groot, made some of them the most marketable, loved characters. They got their own video game. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, it's he marketed them and made them really good. James Gunn, he made them really good characters, and I think ever since then, Marvel's been chasing that high of Guardians of the Galaxy style comedy. I just think the all the other directors and writers and stuff, they just couldn't emulate it as well, right?
Exactly.
Like
Yep.
between all of them, because again, like they're, I don't like saying it, but they're like they're quirky characters. That's the best way to describe Guardians of the Galaxy characters. They're all quirky, they're weird, they're outcasts, they're just crazy people, and you can't really emulate that in the same way with characters like Captain America, Doctor Strange, the Hulk,
Mm-hmm.
and then they weren't able to emulate that comedy, and I think like that's why we've always kind of had that cringe to like Marvel comedy. But it seems like we're kind of emerging from that, and then it's like we're getting some serious stuff because we're gonna have Blade, we're
That's
gonna
true.
have Moon Knight. You can't have Blade, like, bro. Blade, I was watching the first Blades a while back. Like I didn't get to finish it, but it was just it's because my parents and my brother were watching it, and I was kind of watching. I'm like, dude, this movie was like so cool, so good. And then it was just like the costumes, the design, like I mean Wesley Snipes is just he just oozes like coolness.
Coolness.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of hard, but
Is that
it's
coming out
like
this year? Sorry.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I know it's in the works, but
Okay.
it's just they're I don't know. Marvel's heading in a new direction, and this is a roundabout way. DC, I think, should chase the adult side
Mm-hmm.
of or the of comic book movie watchers. I guess that's the best
Mm-hmm.
way. But like that adult audience, because I think because they got Teen Titans Go, man. The kids they got a good Teen Titans Go. That's really it that they have, man. And because like the DC universe was shut down, right? Their streaming service, right? And then it all went
Yeah.
to HBO.
HBO
So
Max.
I
Yeah.
think they have a lot of the HBO Max. They have a lot of power there
Mm-hmm.
with the HBO brand, and they can really do a lot of things that Marvel can't necessarily do. Like what James Gunn did in Guardians of the Galaxy and what James Gunn did in Peacemaker or Suicide Squad are two completely different things. They're similar in a way, but like you wouldn't have the nudity and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Yeah.
that they do the humor, the kind of like the references to like kind of topical issues at the time. It's kind of difficult to do that. I think for Marvel because of the kind of brand that curated. But I think with DC, if they keep doing what they're doing with like James Gunn, giving him that
Complete
control,
freedom. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's fine. But it's just like because you were just talking to me right before this, like what's his name, Josh Sweden?
Josh Whedon. Yeah.
Yeah, like he basically butchered the Justice League movie, and now like we have like Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, they're basically gone.
Everyone's pretty much gone. Cyborg's
Gal Gadot,
gone.
he insulted Gal Gadot. To put it lightly, he insulted her and threatened to fire her.
No,
And all.
English isn't her first language. She didn't
Yeah,
understand him.
a threat's a threat, homie. It's kind of like that. Like, it's like, I mean, I get it. Sometimes there's a little mistranslation, but I don't know, man. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like,
I don't even want to.
wrong, buddy. I just think you're in the wrong, buddy. And I think, because you got rid of Zack Snyder basically. I think you
Yep.
should have let Snyder do his Snyderverse, man. If you would have just let Snyder do the Snyderverse, everything would have been fine. It wouldn't have been on par with Marvel, but they would have had a solid basis to do movies. Now we're getting what, Flashpoint?
Yep.
What
Flashpoint.
what are we flashpointing? What are we doing here?
They
There's
can't
no
erase our memories.
there's no Flashpoint. We haven't had a Flash movie yet. But they keep doing these event style movies, and
Mm.
it's just, oh my gosh, like stop. Like just it doesn't have to be a big baddie each time. I think what's really nice about the DC characters, and you see that like within Peacemaker or the Suicide Squad, is like these characters are interesting, man.
Mm-hmm.
These characters are interesting, right? Peacemaker as a character, he's multifaceted, he's interesting, right? He's acting like this big tough guy, but it's just because he didn't get enough love from his dad in the way that he was raised, right? He's vulnerable
Mm-hmm.
and sensitive. He wants to belong, but he knows he can't. And then same thing, right? I mean, again, with like the Joker movie, right? I keep bringing that up, but it's a good movie, and it's like wow, they made a really good movie, and then what is it? You have, I mean, even with the CW shows, like with Arrow, right? Yeah, they basically made him Batman light, but it was still really good, and they made him have like a cool personality and
Mm-hmm.
everything. What's his name? Stephen Amell played him amazing, especially in the first couple seasons was
First
just
two or three.
yeah, but it's like when you do like these kind of like just single characters that are on their own, it's just like you focus on one character or just kind of more on the individual or like the characters. If it's more of a character driven show, there's so much more interesting and so more fun versus like Marvel is more about like the plot, I guess how do I word it, versus like DC is more like character driven stuff.
Hmm.
And I think that's better if DC just focus on that stuff. Warner Brothers, they're not going to do anything. They've been doing everything wrong. We've been ranting about it since like the beginning of time. Um,
We're still not wrong.
yeah, it's like DC, please, like Warner Brothers, please, like just stop. A lot of their stuff is just empty blah. Like yeah, they showed off kind of like the Batgirl costume and stuff, and that's cool. And we'll probably get that, and hopefully it's good. I really do hope it's good. But I just wonder where we're gonna get in terms of
I,
quality movies because it just seems like stick to animated, stick
mm-hmm.
to like, the characters, just like as long as it's character driven. And I think that's where they're gonna thrive in the most because the big multiverse stuff, it's just really hard to do, man. It's hard to do in the comics. It's hard to do like Marvel's pulled it off for the most part, and it's just a little
They got
getting a little
lucky.
weird. Yeah, and it's really difficult, but man, dude, like I think they gotta step up the game somehow, get better people involved so that
Mm-hmm.
they're not firing the actors. I mean, we're getting Flashpoint, and then who we're getting? We're getting Supergirl
We're
and
getting Supergirl. We're getting another Batman. We're getting who else? I think that's it. Question mark. I mean, there's a lot more other people that. Oh, Doctor Strange. Nope, that's Black Adam.
that.
Uh, Doctor Strange. I'm sorry, Doctor Fate, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Sorry, wrong doctor.
I used to get them mixed up as a kid. That's fine, but like it frustrates me because it's like growing up we had the DC animated universe,
Which
and
was
that
like 10
handled
out of
everything
10.
so good. It handled everything so good, and it was just like I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. It was so good. They had the blueprint. They had the blueprint before Marvel had it. In reality, they should have just been demolishing Marvel because they already had this amazingly established animated universe, right? And even from the 90s, you had the Batman, right? The
Yep.
animated series. You had Batman Beyond, which was
Yep.
so good. And then you had Justice League. And then, well, you had like the yeah, you have the Super Friends and stuff like that, like
Mm-hmm.
way earlier. But like they've always had like these characters down and animated. But again, like sometimes we've always debated, right? Sometimes things don't just translate from the comics or the manga or you know from the cartoon
Yeah,
to the
different medias.
and it's disappointing, man, because it's like we could be getting some really cool stuff. Could you imagine like some DC animated universe stuff from like back in the day, man? Like being like on the big screen now, especially with some of the stories we have, like Flashpoint, the
The
animated
animated
movie,
movie.
one of the greatest like animated movies like for superheroes. I really love it. It was really good, and it's just like I don't know, man, because it's like I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go from here
Do
because,
you
like we said,
like so like
oh,
I know everyone grew up with it and like DC like you're saying like pretty much demolished Marvel. Do you think that's why we always have not me and you but like the general audience is always like harsh on DC because it's like we
yes,
had something so good and it's like what the heck did you guys do?
you had the blueprint. You had You had Young Justice, especially. You had Teen Titans.
Mm.
You know, not Teen Titans Go, Teen Titans, and like, we had that, man. We had it all there. It was all there. The blueprint was there, man. And they're still killing it with some of the animated movies coming
Hmm.
out. But it's just like I don't know why they can't get it together for the movies. I think they keep trying to just do like these big cool things, but it's just like I just I just want to see Batman being a detective. I want to see Superman being the truth, justice. You know what I mean? Like he's just being a good human being, I guess. I mean, yeah, he's an alien, but you know what I mean. But like, I just want to see him in Metropolis. I just like sometimes they don't have to be like these crazy huge. We don't need intergalactic like uh
Hmm.
or celestial level like just problems. It's just like if you give them human problems and a good villain to deal with, I think that's enough. I
I
think that's
100%
enough.
agree.
And it's just like, but DC's never going to do that, right? And it's kind of hard because I would say on a certain level, and this is going to be controversial, dealing with DC characters are a little bit more difficult because of how powerful they are. And
Mm-hmm.
like the Flash, fastest man alive, even the DC TV show, or I'm sorry, the CW show, had a tough time dealing with his powers. I mean, if you watch the show, it's full of plot holes, right? Full of plot holes about how the Speed Force is used and how fast he is and stuff like that. Because not alive, the show wouldn't be 45 minutes, right? It'd be like 5 minutes, and it'd be like, hey, there's a bad guy. Oh, okay, zoop, okay, and then yeah, I don't read the Flash comics.
I
And I
used
don't know
to.
how everything is dealt there, but it's just like but it's a single issue, right? It's
Hmm.
like 20 something odd pages. You know what I mean? Like that's different than filling up a 45-minute or 2.5 hour movie runtime. You know what I mean?
That's
So it's
true.
really difficult. It's really difficult, but and same thing with Superman. It's like I was reading some of the Superman comics, and I feel like with the way that he's portrayed in the movies, like I don't know, like I would like him a little bit more upbeat, like Boy Scout Superman. I kind of miss that, like on the DC shows. And I know some people like don't like Zack Snyder because he made him dark. But at the
Yeah.
time, superhero movies when Man of Steel came out weren't really like a thing.
Hmm.
Or it was starting to become more of a trend, right? Like everyone's sad and like, oh, being a hero's hard, and it's
My
like
dad hates that.
Man of Steel or just like the
Like he hates that like heroes are always like, oh, woe is me, blah 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 blah.
yeah.
Like that's what he said about Spider-Man when he's like, oh yeah, the scene where like Peter Parker or who was Spider-Man was being all sad and like, oh, I gotta do this and this because I'm a hero. He's like, cut that stuff out. I was like, okay. I mean, it's a human
Yeah,
trait, but all right.
yeah, it's like oh, come
Humanity,
on,
yeah.
watching. But yeah, but no, I know what you mean. Like, 'cause sometimes, yeah, it is like a little like, okay, bro, stop being depressed. Like, go be a hero, man. Like, put a smile on that face, man. You're Superman. You're this,
Or the
But
Flash, like in the Flash series, he's like always sad about himself, and he's like, I can't do it. And it's like I don't want to hurt
that's
people's
life
feeling.
out
Yeah.
everybody. And it's
Uh,
man, come on, man, come on.
I don't know.
But
It's
yeah, I think it's just it's just a weird mix of like it's just a mixed bag with DC. It really is, and it's um it's just sad because like they got really good characters. It's not
yeah.
like they're poorly written or anything. Like they have good material to work with. There's a lot of stuff that they could animate and talk about. There's always new avenues to explore. But it's just maybe it's just incompetence. Um, at the end of the day, that just wins out. I don't know, man. It's just like because
It's
you can't
true.
like I don't know what's going on there. Like, cause I don't know how to explain it. Cause of course everyone's gonna go watch a Superman movie, a Batman movie.
Uh-huh.
Maybe not on the same scale of like Marvel, but people are gonna go watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like DC fans right now are starving for content and like movies and stuff where it's just like they're gonna take anything at this point, but we need good stuff. We need good
Well,
stuff.
I mean, look, this year we started with Peacemaker, and that's like a 10 out of 10, and then the next thing we get is the Batman movie, and people are like, is this like maybe this is the turn for DC because Batman looks really darn good, and The Rock's probably not gonna make a bad Black Adam, and they might come crumbling down with Flashpoint, but
Mm-hmm.
because I think Flashpoint's this year, right? I
Yeah.
think that and Aquaman's this year as well. Yeah, because Aquaman's done filming, and that's coming out this year. And I think everything ends with Flashpoint. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
but
that's correct.
I don't get it. Why Flashpoint? Why right now? There's nothing to reboot. You had two Wonder Woman movies. You had
A Superman movie,
Superman, Aquaman, and then you had a Justice League. We didn't even get Ben Affleck. Didn't even get his own solo film, right?
but he says he's done with Batman, so he's done. He quit. He says he regrets it, and I feel really bad about that. But it's
But
mostly
that's
because of the audience. But we won't talk about that.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think as fans, we do have to be careful, right? Like just where we throw the hate. I
Hmm.
think constructive criticism is always good. Um,
But not blatant hate.
but yeah, just not like blatant hate like Joss Sweden, but we don't talk about that. Yeah, but yeah, I
Oh.
think I don't know, man, because we always talk about it as DC is sinking ship. Can we turn it around? Can we turn it around? And then it's just like I don't know, man, because like the DC fandom when they did that, it just was like how do I
Oh,
word?
yeah. That was.
It was a lot of nothing. Like they announced a lot of stuff. Like cool, we're getting a Blue Beetle movie. Cool, we're getting a Batgirl movie, and cool, we're getting this and that. But it's just like
When?
okay,
Why?
but when? And it's the same thing like with video games. Hey, when's this game dropping? Oh, sorry, buddy, that game's not dropping until like 2025. And it's like, are
Yeah.
you serious, my guy? Why even announce it? But it's one of those things.
I
But
mean, DC has. I don't want to repeat it, but it has the potential, and I think if the Batman does good, if Black Adam does good, Aquaman might not do good just because Amber Heard's in it, so that's probably a sinking ship as well. And then like Flashpoint, I think whatever they choose to do with Flashpoint is going to be like the deciding factor of what's going to happen to DC. If it tanks, if it sucks, and they just like reset everything, DC's done. Like it's over.
because I can see a reboot being fine in terms of like, okay, let's clean slate. Because Henry
Mm,
Cavill, really solid Superman, keep him. It's fine if they want to recast Batman. It
mm.
seems like Ben Affleck's just he's tired, he's done. He's like, okay, Gal Gadot, I liked her as Wonder Woman. Um, if they recast her, I'm not particularly gonna cry over it. Um,
Hmm.
but I think I don't know, man. It's just like out looking back, and it's like we were living in a golden age with like the CW shows and all the rumors were like, oh, they're gonna recast Green Arrow
Yeah.
for the movie, and they're gonna be different actors, and people were like, no, no, keep Stephen Amell, and then the Flash too, and they're like, oh
Yeah.
no, we want this Flash, and like and blah blah blah, and like everyone was like hyped, and then we had all these cool crossovers on the CW, and we thought we were gonna get stuff like that for the
For the
movies,
movies, yeah.
and like it was just gonna be awesome, and yeah, now we're here
And then
complaining.
everybody got emotions and all the shows, and now all the shows suck, and then all the movies are gonna start sucking because they're gonna be involved with emotions as well. And then they're like, let's just reset it. Let's pretend it never happened. You guys want
Yeah,
an old school Batman, Michael Keaton? Here he is. Why? I have absolutely no idea.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I
It's
don't
just
know.
we're
It's
done. That's it. We're done. Uh, Peacekeeper. I think if Peacekeeper, Batman's good. We'll see what Flashpoint does. I have no doubt that Peacekeeper is gonna stay good. Um, the Batman, I am kind of hyped. Just the music alone, man. Whenever
yes.
I hear that, it's like, oh boy, don't be getting me.
I've already been hyped, and it's like I'm already hooked, and it's like please be good, don't disappoint me, because I've seen the
And
trailer. Every time you go see a movie, the trailer's popping up, and it's just like please, in XD, this movie is gonna be so good.
please, please, please.
Please don't hurt my
Hey, you know
feelings.
what? Spider-Man wasn't a disappointment, and we
Yeah,
were scared.
exactly.
So stay
We should
scared
be
for
scared for everything.
we gotta stay scared for this one, so that it'll be good.
I would
Because I
be,
get on the hype train.
yeah, I would be so shocked if this movie sucks.
It's just the cinematography and everything's really nice, the shots, but it just could be poopy dialogue and like everything. But it
No.
doesn't seem like that. I think I think Robert Pattinson has shown himself to be a competent Batman from the trailers alone. He looks cool.
Sounds
you know,
cool.
yeah.
Like
So
he's
I'm
gonna be a
scared,
grouchy Batman. That's you just gotta go in
but
knowing that.
hopeful. I'm hopeful, man. I really am. But
I
anyways,
don't
we
know.
never really gave a rating to Peacemaker. So
I'll give it like a 9 out of 10.
nine,
Yeah,
9.5.
yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna give it a 9 now. If it sticks the landing and stays good, I'm gonna give it a 9.5. I think
Yep.
that's fair. I think that's fair because this is as close to perfect as you get.
Well,
Yeah,
I wonder how.
it
I wonder
really.
if it's gonna be like still as funny like for the next 6 episodes. That's gonna be hard.
I don't know, man. It just because each episode improved on itself. Like it
That's
just
true.
gets funnier and funnier because we get deeper into the lore, we get deeper into all these characters, and
Hmm.
it just gets better, man. And I don't know, but I want to play some Halo,
Me too.
so I think we should start switching over soon. So I guess I can sign out for us. Sign off. So. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, please let us know and check us out on Instagram. Follow us there. We are at Past the Pop Culture. Of course, if you're listening to on YouTube, drop a comment. Tell us, your opinion and if you think DC is gonna make it. If they're not, if they're gonna drop. I don't know. I don't know, man. But let us know. What's your theory? Why you think it's gonna survive? And then, of course, while you're there, feel free to drop a like and subscribe. And of course, if you're listening to on whatever platform you listen to the podcast on, if you could leave us a good review or 5 stars or however it works on your platform, we'd very much appreciate it. And yeah, I think we'll be signing off here. We're playing some Halo because we're still addicted to that. So if you want to watch us play some Halo or listen to the podcast live, check us out on twitch.tv/pastthepopculture.